Welcome to Unapologetically Solo Episode 1, where I dive in on the next 12 months of me sorting out my life before I turn 30. I'm saying all of that to say I'm rebuilding my life, my discipline, my beauty business, unapologetically solo. It's not going to be a toxic cut-off journey either. I'm just going to be showing you guys and holding myself accountable with this series that one, is okay to not be where you envisioned you'd be, but you also need to be doing something to proactively change that, and that's what I plan to do. So the themes of this series is going to be discipline, growth, building my beauty business, independence, being soft but strong feminine. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the things that you need to begin this journey. Make some notes. It's going to be a short one. It's the first one. And part of me also doesn't know where this series is going in its entirety. But if I don't start it, I'm never going to know where it's going to end up. So let's get into it. The things you will need. You will see me referring back to this journal, by the way. This is going to be where I put all my notes, and I'm also trying my best to not use AI on this journey. Trying to get the old noggin to work. So you're going to need a journal and a notepad. So the notepad will be for any random notes that you want to make. This is like ideal to put in your handbag in case something pops up. Your brain isn't supposed to store everything, so it's good to have a place where you can either write it down. If you're not a pen and paper kind of gal, I'm a little bit old-fashioned in that way, your phone. I have two phones. I've got a work phone and a personal phone, and on my personal phone, that's where I put all of this stuff. You also need a journal. This goes without saying. I'm not the kind of person who wakes up at 5 a.m. and journals and manifests and does all that cutesy stuff. The journal is just a way for me to, it's a bit of an emotional outlet. I also make my plans in there. I've got all my monthly targets, financial targets and everything like that, but I'm going to dive into that a bit more in a moment. A phone. Everyone has a phone. Well, most people have a phone, and if you are blessed to have a smartphone, you can do so much from it, so you really need to be utilizing that. They're the main two apps that I'll be using, is the calendar app and the notes app. And lastly, a plan. You need to sit down. You can use ChatGPT if you want, but I think you need to sit down with yourself and have a candid conversation of what it is that you want from this year. Now, I'm going to obviously be sharing the things that I want to work towards, but they don't need to be the same. You need to decide who you want to be within the year's time following this. So this, I've got like an actual breakdown of what my 2 months included. So month 1 is a clear out. Know exactly your monthly expenses. Decide what stays, what goes. If you've not used it in the last 6 to 12 months, like I said, get rid of it. Open a separate savings account. You don't need to immediately be using it. What we're preparing for the year. No random spending for 60 days. Try to do it. You'll see how much frivolous spending you do. Second thing, admin and structure. Anything regarding finances, the admin, structures you're going to put in place. Physical space reset. So declutter your home, declutter your business. Throw away anything tied to old versions of you. A big part of this for me was anything to do with old romantic relationships, and I'm a very sentimental girly. And I had to get rid of anything that reminded me of old versions of me, old versions of past friendships and relationships. I got rid of all of it. Upgrading my clothes as well. I decided to go for a capsule wardrobe that I felt really represented who I am moving forward. Lastly, an emotional audit. A few things that I want to cover in this. Who drains you? This can be friends, family, relationships. Who are you avoiding setting boundaries with? If you're a people pleaser, why are you so inclined and so concerned in keeping everyone except yourself happy? What patterns do you often find that you're repeating? For me, I'm inconsistent. Auditing my friendships and relationships was one of the harder things I've had to spend the last couple of months doing. Month 2 is simple. Once you've cleared everything and established what you want to do, month 2 is a way for you to putting the structures and routines in place so you can learn how you're going to achieve your new lifestyle and mindset. Now, 4 weeks is about 30 days, ideal for you to try and implement and stick to a new routine. Also helps you pick out the last little bits that you find you're struggling with, that the inconsistency, and that way you can figure out new routines to essentially prevent that. That's going to be the end of episode 1. 2 months to prep for the year that is going to change your life. Now, if this is a journey that you want to embark on and you want someone to help you keep accountable, I will be here. Feel free to follow me on all social media platforms under the name Shanice Brown. I'm a beauty studio owner who is entering the last years of her 20s. I want to go into my 30s being the woman I truly feel I am. You know what? Hell yeah. Let's do this. And I want to go into my 30s. Let's not lick the vintage table. Me and Maz will be here helping the girls stay accountable. So feel free to give us a follow and see what happens on this journey. Like I said, I don't entirely know what is going to happen over this next year, but what I do know is if I don't try, I'll never know. And I think this visual diary will be a great way for me to look back and see who I become over this time.